Of course. Of course. You just flip that real nice and quick.
Hello again, my friends.
He would.
Well, you guys got me on camera again, so let's just rock the intro.
That's right. Well, would you want to give us the intro, Jude? You want to start us off, bro?
You know what? Might as well, because, I got to hold myself accountable for what happened in our last episode. Oh my gosh, and you even moved me to front.
Mm-hmm.
For what happened in our last episode about accountability.
That's right. Accountability.
Welcome, folks, from YouTube land and all walks of life. Here we are again with another great, fantastical episode of Homie Talk with G11. As you can see, our man of the hour is once again, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. I need to be going this way.
That's right.
Sorry.
Can I ask why we sound like we in an old TV sitcom? Like,
hey,
you know what?
Do not at me. First off, as you can see, we got Sus in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, he is on his way waiting for the ferry. And of course, as I mentioned, G, wonderful to have you back, man. Back in the crib.
Home.
Yes, you are. How's it feel to be home, man?
Feels good, man. Honestly, NCOA was a blast. Texas was pretty cool. Met some good people down there, some good friendships. But at the end of the day, it is nothing like being home in my own bed, not sharing the toilet with a complete stranger.
Oh my gosh, don't even remind me.
Hey, we got K in the building already, too. He tried to at you.
And you weren't
And
in
you
the
weren't.
in the chat.
Oh, man.
But yeah, go for it, bro. Go for it. My bad.
I was gonna say, but we did actually have you catch up with me and Kay. That is, you did a voice guesting in one of our campaigns for Dungeons and Dragons.
That's right, and I died again.
Well, I'm sorry, your roles just weren't up to snuff. Maybe next time you'll voice someone who actually has a great character development.
Bro, I was Blade the first time, and somehow he decapitated himself.
Look,
the
whims of fate had decided it's not on you. But how about we kick this off with a few would you rathers? I heard Sus has a good one for us.
What you got, Sus? What's your would you rather, homie?
So real quick before my ferry they're unloading. So would you rather? It's more based on like a superpower. It's like would you rather have a superpower called Dress, where you can?
Uh-oh, you went on mute.
What?
No, he's not. He's not muted. I think he's lagging.
Fuck. See, don't worry about it.
How about you? How about you try to get home safe?
Yeah, he's getting some bad lag over there in Washington land.
Oh my gosh.
See what? Why all four blades?
No,
turned
why
out
did
to
you
not
even do
survive.
this? Don't throw that up that nobody needs to know. Nobody.
No, the audience absolutely needs to know how all the blades.
How about
were
this?
done dirty.
How about this?
Mm-hmm.
30 likes, and I will tell on the channel. I will tell the story of my campaign.
Hit them 30 likes, people.
Oh my!
30 likes on this video. Let's do it. That's easy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think we got our other guest.
Now, do we?
Yeah.
My God! From the top rope.
From the top rope, Moss has entered the building. What's good, homie?
Hey, what's going on here, fellas? What's good, homie?
You must have YouTube up. You must have YouTube up in the background too.
Oh crap, I do, man. Should I mute it?
Yeah, mute it or close it out. That way you don't get the feedback and delay. There you go.
All right. Now we're set, dude.
Yeah. What's
Hey,
good,
man,
dog?
G11, it's good to see you, dog.
Same, bro. I know we're we're all home now. Hell
Dog,
yeah.
I can't lie. I was just watching you on screen talking about NCOA. Yeah, as much as fun as it was, it's good to be home, dude.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So you did come and dress in time. We were doing Would You Rathers, and since Sus needs to get home safe and dealing with lag, G, you want to do yours or you want to do mine?
Let's do yours first.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
So I was playing a fun game, not sponsored. Had a little game night, not D&D related. We were playing this good old game, Trial by Trolley, again, not sponsored.
Yep.
And we had a bit of a debate going. So, would you rather wipe from this plane of existence a doctor who has been turning children into a human centipede
Oh, not the human centipede.
and is on his way to confess his undying love for you, or a brand new species of spiders that will crawl into your bum and lay eggs while you sleep, but it's getting ready to attack everyone you knew in high school first?
So this is like that train game we played at NCOA,
man.
boss, if you remember. So like out of those two options,
Yeah.
which one would you run over? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, which one would you get rid of? No,
Oh, my God.
the doctor is getting ready to come confess to you, like, as we speak.
Oof.
The spiders are going to go to everyone you knew in high school.
Well, I don't know. I'm not that close
Gee,
to anyone
this
in
is
high
exactly,
See? So what do you lose?
This is exactly what you're talking about. Making that decision that we did at NCOA, like you picked the better of worse worlds, so to speak.
school. Yeah. That's exactly it, man. Hey, Ramsey says get rid of the centipede. You can lock up your bum. Shout out to Ramsey. Let me pull this up from K2. K, he says, would you rather only be able to eat dirt or drink salt?
What?
What?
Oh my God.
Wait. I'll pull it back up so y'all can read it. He says, would you rather only be able to eat dirt or drink salt water for the rest of your life?
Oh, God.
Hold on,
These are good.
because I feel like I'm about to break the game with this, so I'd rather be corrected by K in the comments below.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to purify the salt water by, heating it up, collecting the moisture, and then, filtering it that way? Or do I have to just drink straight salt water?
I can almost guess what he's going to say.
Hey, I'm just saying. I don't want to break too far into this before committing to a decision. I want to know what are my limitations.
That's true.
Legitimate question. I gotta say.
However, Kay also responded with, keeping the spiders because, how well do you really know the people you knew in high school? Just
That's
saying.
true.
That's true too,
Oh, yeah.
man.
He said, of course not. If you don't drink the sea salt, it does nothing for you. So he wants you to drink that sea water raw, bro.
I'll eat dirt.
Yeah,
I'll eat
I'll take.
dirt.
I'll take
God made
as
dirt.
well.
Dirt don't hurt.
Dirt don't hurt. I'll take some dirt too. But back to your original question with the spiders and the mad scientists. I think I have to take out the mad scientist, bro. Like he's making centipedes out of babies. Like we can't do that.
I gotta agree with G on this one. That's a little crazy.
Yeah, and I wonder why everyone from last night didn't think that the scientist needed to be gotten rid of. I'm just saying. I'm not salty about it. But they thought the spiders were more of a threat.
He's mad.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I am mad. I'll admit it. I'm mad.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Well, my would you rather is a lot less decision intensive, I think, than yours. So here we go. Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right.
Bring it.
So here it is. Would you rather poop in the toilet at a party, knowing that you'll clog it, or poop in the bushes in the backyard? What would
Wait.
you do?
So knowingly clog the does anyone know
If-
I'm clogging it?
They don't know it's you, but you know it's you. You know if you take this dump, that toilet is done.
Is it in my house?
Yeah, let's say it's at your house. It's a party at your house.
I'll do it. Blame it on a guest.
Yeah. I gotta go with you.
Like-
I mean, this is too.
I'll
This is too
wait
easy of a
like a solid
question.
20 minutes. Wait until someone else tries and it's like, oh no. Bruh, you clogged my toilet?
Oh Lord. What were you saying, Moss?
It's just too easy. I'm gonna pick the comfort of my own home instead of a bush, and then, like he was saying, I just blame it on another guest there. Like, who's gonna know I had anything to do with that?
You gotta think, like, it's a party at your house, so people are probably drinking. So somebody's gonna go in there
Yeah.
after you, guaranteed.
So what if it was someone else's
Guarantee. And
house?
as soon as they come out, they might even say like, "Hey man, someone clogged the toilet in here." Like, nah, bro, you clogged the toilet in there. No one was in there before you. I mean, it's just so easy to pawn the blame off on somebody else. It's too easy.
That's true.
Okay.
He says he's not hosting a party at his house. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Ramsey,
That's a great point. That's a great point, man.
hey, Ramsey says he's gonna be like Smokey when Izelle walked by on Friday,
Yeah,
hiding
yeah,
in the
too
bushes.
true. Hiding in the bushes, yeah, too true.
And Sus, we can't hear you. I think you still have yourself muted, bro. So you're good.
Where's Sus at,
But-
man? Is he on the road?
Yeah, I know said he was gonna catch a ferry because he's on his way home right now.
Yeah,
But I guess
he's-
he decided to just tune in directly,
which is
sit
cool,
there
too.
in his corner.
I think he tried to
You
say
were just
something.
unmuted for like a second.
Poor Sus,
This is-
man.
This is not even a bit. Like, I'm not even messing with him. Like,
Yeah, this is all him. This is all him. So okay.
user error.
But that was my would you rather. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. So I think we're all the same. We go in the comfort of our home. So I'm with it.
You got to take comfort at the end of the day, man. No one wants to do it in the all. I mean, some of us that have been there, it's not pleasurable at all. At the end of the day, you just got to push that blame. You got to push that blame,
Yeah.
dog. Like, oh man,
Be like,
Hold on. No, it's not pushing blame. It's delegation.
that's right. We learned about that.
Delegation.
Delegate.
Hey, that's true too, man. That's true.
But
Oh man.
so as we get ready to go into this, I would like to formally apologize. You can see me on screen just like I said I would be, and I
Mhm.
apologize for what happened in the last episode that I arranged.
That's right. You ditched us for a card game.
I
last
did
time.
no such thing. My phone died,
Mm-hmm.
100%, and then I went
Uh-oh.
to charge it. That said,
Oh,
I want to know what was the best way to come back into your good graces, my lord.
What's
And
good, man?
you told me to one, come up with a new episode idea.
That's right.
So double down this month, so to speak. And I chose to go back to our roots a little bit, more specifically, a specific video that you did without me. One where I sent you a very interesting article from Reddit
Yep.
and remembered that there were other times you looked at a few articles, and I was like, you know what? Granted, last time I talked, we went over accountability. So why not go over a few things and asking the question of, am I the a-hole?
That's right.
I sent you a few stories, and Kay, thank you for calling me out for, having my phone charged before the episode. But you know what?
It's the ultimate
I
accountability.
live the gotcha life, and battery doesn't always stay there. That said, G, I sent you the stories. Think we could be able to go over 3. And the
Yeah,
way
we
this
can do
usually
3.
works, at least with some individuals who comment on these types of sorts of videos, we will go through the story, try to get the, original poster's perspective, their end, and like all sorts of people in the internet who have their own opinion, we're going to judge, are they the a-hole? Are they not the a-hole? Is everyone an a-hole? And because of, just the way the platform is and, wanting to give that silver lining and let
Yeah,
people know that there's hope in the universe.
we'll try to spin it in a positive light as best we can.
Exactly. But, I mean, I sent
Yeah,
them to
I think
you.
we might
'cause-
go down a dark hole, but hope.
That's right. But you want me to go ahead and pull up the first story, Jude?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. So this may or may not be
Do it.
one of the ones you sent me, but let's see. So
Alright.
here it is. Here's the first story. So the title of this one is "Am I the asshole for defending my friend and saying my wife needs to work on her insecurities?" Oh, that's a tough one.
Right off the bat, that's a big oof.
That's big oof, right? You want me to kind of
Yeah.
read through it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's technically your show, but
I know, but sure we. So all right. So here we go. So it starts off. They say, "I've been married to Jessica for 13 years and we have 2 girls, 12 and 5. Hey, I have 2 daughters too. Me and this person relate.
already.
I have I have a female friend, Madison, who I have known since before I was with Jessica." Okay, so we got the long-term female friend, all right. "So this has never caused much of an
Yep.
issue because I met Madison through her ex-husband, who is still one of her best friends. We usually hang out in a group, so Jessica has never felt jealous or threatened." So his wife has been chilling this whole time. So far, so good. Now here's the plot twist. She doesn't like Madison though, due to clashing personalities. So his wife does not like his friend Madison. She feels Madison and our mutual friend, her ex's wife, look down on her, but she can't come up with any examples and admits it's just a gut feeling. How many times have any of y'all heard that gut feeling?
I have that gut feeling, but
Oh,
neither here nor-
boy.
I'm just
She
saying.
said, "Oh, he's right." It says, "I don't know what to believe there because other people told me that they felt that it was Jessica who hated the 2 other women. Madison has a glamorous life. She used to work in fashion and married a guy with fuck you money.
Mm,
So my 12-year-old has always been in awe of her just due to the clothes and the parties. This annoys Jessica, his wife, but we never thought much of it. Jessica is more the girl next door type and looks down on Madison for some of the glamour." Okay, so far we've established that his wife does not like his long-term female friend. And I can assume his female friend is fine.
I'm not here to
'Cause-
judge that part.
Because he says she's in fashion and she married a guy who has a lot of money. So his female friend is married. So, there's that boundary established. But let's continue.
It's not.
So it says,
It's not even going to matter, G, because she's going to be jealous of the female no matter what.
that really? Why do you think that is?
I mean, honestly, you think about having different relationships with different friends, it usually when it comes to be the opposite gender, the other person within the relationship has a problem with it.
You have a point, actually. Like if my wife had a male friend long term, I probably would have some issues with that. You know, that was kind of close. You're right. I'm gonna be straight up.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, yeah, yeah. I digress because I'd like to hear the finishing of the story, but I guarantee that's already brought up problems. But go ahead.
all right. Bet we're gonna continue. So since my 5-year-old has been having some behavioral issues lately, so we're working on that, but everyone is a little tense. Madison and her current husband stopped by Saturday night after attending some sort of gala fundraiser because he lent me something and needed it back. So they're stopping by, they're chilling, he's giving whatever back. Madison was dressed up from the gala. Our 5-year-old heard the noise and it woke her up. We had been having a tough day with her behavior, and my wife was burnt out. She saw Madison and said, "You look like a princess. You are so pretty, and your dresses are so pretty." So this is his daughter talking to his female friend. "I wish you were my mom."
Oh my!
Yeah.
I just want to pause real quick here and so as it stands right now, I know Sus is probably listening in, and he is trying to work his way into the Air Force. But G, as I told you, I had a few bit of leadership come by, and we were doing some school visits.
Yep.
And when we dropped by the elementary school, I just gotta say, kids are super honest and very blunt.
Kids are savage, is what you meant
So
to say.
very much so.
Wait, so are you telling me some kids have asked you to be their dad? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
not that far, but not to take away from this story right here, but we had one guy mention his location.
Obviously.
We had a guy mention his location, and I'm gonna just let you figure out where he said he's located based off of the kid's statement, which was, and I quote, "Are you bald because you survived Pearl Harbor?"
Oh my god.
These kids is crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But hold up.
Yeah.
Let me
that's
get to the
when
rest
kids
of
have
it.
no filter, man.
Kids are crazy. All right, but let's finish this one up and we'll deep dive it some more. Madison laughed
Go
and
ahead,
was
G.
like, "Oh yeah." So Madison laughed and was like, "Oh, thank you," which Jessica thought was insensitive. So after the daughter said she wished a friend was her mom, the friend just kind of laughed it off and said thanks. The wife thought it was insensitive, got mad. When they left, she went off about what a bitch Madison was. I thought it would blow over, but she's been pressuring me to distance myself from the friendship. I argued Madison didn't even do anything, and it was about a dress, not my wife. But Jessica says that it doesn't matter what Madison did. She is my wife, and she is uncomfortable, so that should be my priority. Today, she brought it up again, and I snapped at her that she needs to work on her insecurity. No one did anything wrong, and I am entitled to a life and friendships which don't get to be dictated by her insecurities. Obviously, that did not go over well. Oh, so who's the asshole? Is the author of this the asshole? What do you guys think?
I'm scared.
So honestly, it's tough up until like the end, because I can understand, like, you know, in a relationship, you're going to have those days where you argue, or as he mentioned, they're dealing with the burnout of dealing with the behavioral stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you felt there was an issue, that was the time to sit down and have that conversation. And as Kay brought up, yeah, he's very bad at this relationship. In the case of letting it get to this point where it clearly boiled over, This is something you should take the time and notice and address early before everything has, gotten to the head. So ultimately, I would say no, but he does need work.
Okay. What you think, Moss?
If I'm being really honest, man, I think in any relationship, both sides, both members will have insecurities. I don't think there's ever point of where you should like lose your cool at those insecurities, but they can be addressed within a relationship and work towards a better field to where you get along with them and dealing with them and knowing how to calm your person down to where their insecurity like this leads towards a fight. So honestly, I think it comes to communication with those insecurities, knowing what your better half deals with on a daily basis, or what their insecurities are about, and then just communicating and having time to sit down and say, okay, I know this bothers you. What's a better way of dealing with it?
Moss, you just dropped some wisdom nuggets there, bro.
Hey, man.
I mean, literally, like, folks, it really just boils down to that communication piece, like Moss and the wife he said there, right? And understanding what your partner is willing to deal with and what they're not willing to deal with, right? Having that conversation maybe from the jump, be like, okay, what's a deal breaker, or what what kinds of things are going to piss you off? Like, what's that? I can't think of the word, but that kind of thing.
Honestly,
yeah, like
I was gonna say, honestly, like in that story, like that main point to have had that conversation. I mean, I understand the burnout and everything, and I don't even have kids. But the moment your friend left and there was that blow up, okay, like we need to talk. But like, no, this is not blow over. Like,
yeah, that
okay,
doesn't blow
let's
over.
sit down. What happened?
Yep.
Because that came from a 5-year-old.
Right. No, and you, like we said, kids have no filter, but you want to make sure you're keeping. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm getting indigestion. This dose of keys is kicking back. But you you want to make sure you keep peace in the house. I'm sorry, y'all. Moss, I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm trying to be like you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, kick them back, dog. You just got to keep rolling, indigestion or not. But
see, this is why I just have Thirsty Thursday.
I can kind of agree. It seems like with this scenario, like I might have brought some light to the table about like what you should do beforehand, but it seems like this scenario, and if we really want to get insight to it, it seems like this is already the boiling point. It seems like this guy is already like, oh, I've had enough. All this girl said was, you're overreacting. Like, seems like everyone can have a boiling point to where, yeah, there is time to talk about insecurities and sit down and discuss.
Oh, I think he's digivolving a little bit. The internet's.
Oh man.
I think hopefully
my retort would be like, what's up?
No, you're good. Your internet like lagged you out briefly.
Did we go offline for a second?
Yeah, but you're still here.
Where did I drop off at?
What was that?
Well, you were spitting some pretty good bars, especially when it came to like bringing up that he hit his boiling point, and then he kind of paused.
Yeah. So
okay.
you were.
Yeah. So that's what I think. Like what I was speaking towards is we can all, before these scenarios come up, you can have, that talk with your significant other or friends, so on and be it. And you can know each other's insecurities, you can combat those insecurities. But when it comes to like a boiling point, like this scenario seems to have, and you can, it's just your like last draw. Like I've had it.
Uh-oh.
And like, yes, what I said earlier is you can other beforehand, but like, what's your like boiling point? You go overboard. We have to address the situation. Now I'm pissed. All this girl did had said something about she thought she looked like a princess. You're going overboard.
Right.
What does that look like to you guys?
Oof. So like a boiling point. Man, I guess for me, a boiling point would be like something that is happening over and over and over again. Example like okay, we'll just use this scenario like the long-term friend. If they're constantly hanging around and it seems like that friendship is tighter than our marriage, eventually I'm gonna get to the point where it's like, yo, like this we both can't exist in the same space. So like, it's either the marriage or this other thing you got going on type deal.
So
What you got, Jude?
I was gonna say that already sounds really close to a situation I got over here with another one of the homies.
Oh,
But
shit.
for me, no, I'm not gonna throw his business out there. If he sees this and he wants to talk about it, I'll let him say his piece. But effectively, from what I got out of it as, outsider looking in, when it came to that, it was just like, yes, that is a conversation you need to have.
Mm-hmm.
But is this one of those things where, yes, longtime friend, obviously they have their inside joke, stuff like that. We may personally not understand. Or is this a whole person trying to actually move in on your relationship?
I got you. But what would that
That's a
boiling
good question.
point?
So again, with that situation, and again, I'm not trying to speak for homie. This is from me.
Right.
Like if I notice, like, all right, every time we're trying to do something, and the friend shows up, or hey, the friends wants to do this, and we're gonna go, and like the friend is just always there forever, then I'd be like, hold up, like what's going on here? Because maybe I said, hey, we're gonna go see Chip and Dale, because I actually watched that today. Like we're gonna watch Chip and Dale. Well, now homie's here to watch Chip and Dale. Like for what reason?
Yeah.
Like why did you decide that you needed to be here? Oh well, the missus said she was gonna watch Chip and Dale, so I thought I'd just jump in. Like no, this was for the two of us.
Right.
A-B conversation, so see your way out of it.
It's like I'm married to my wife, not you.
Yeah.
Same thing. So but yeah, I think just to wrap that particular story up, I think I'll have to agree with Ramsey. No one in particular is an asshole for being honest, but at the bottom moral of the story is they just got to have better communication, and it seems like it's just something that bowled over for a long time. So
I like to argue that the 5-year-old is in fact the asshole.
Well, yes, caveat: the 5-year-old is the asshole. There we go. All right, so story number 2. Here we go. Y'all ready for it?
No.
Let's do it.
All right, so here it is. And I just pulled that up from Ramsey. If it makes a difference, if they're single, they're basically a third wheel. That's right. All right, so here's the story. Am I the asshole for telling my 17 male adoptive parents that I wish they hadn't adopted me? Oof. This one's kind of hard to stomach. Okay, here we go.
Wow, these are both the ones I sent.
I told you I might have 2 for 2. So says I was adopted as a baby, and recently I came into contact with my birth mother. She found us through the agency and said that she'd love to meet me, and so we did. And well, apparently she's Mexican. Okay, I guess this person didn't know they were Mexican. Let's continue. I mean, she looks very much white, as do I, but she's from Mexico, which I never knew. The past week or so since seeing her has been really conflicting. I told my parents about it and was like, oh, hey, turns out I'm half Mexican because I don't know. I figured they didn't know. So this person is now telling their parents that their adopted parents that they've met their actual mother and they're Mexican. I don't know why this is the point of the story, but we'll continue. Otherwise, I would have been told, but my mom just said that actually my bio dad is Mexican too, and they were fully aware of this. I've known that I'm adopted for a really long time. It's never been a secret, and I can remember when I realized most kids didn't have stories of their parents, meeting and choosing them in the sense that I did better than when I found out I was adopted. Okay, so this person is thankful that they knew they were adopted early versus most kids who don't even know their parents. So, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I figured anything relevant I had been told. I asked why this was something that was kept from me, and my parents didn't seem to get it at all. My dad was just all, well, it's not like you asked. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. And somehow that just escalated into an argument, during which they just kind of said that my parents, being Mexican, never changed anything about who I was to them, and I get the feeling they never even considered telling me. So this person is really stuck on the Mexican part for some reason, like their lineage. It just feels like this huge
Yeah.
part of who I was or who I could be was taken from me, which feels so stupid, but being mad at that moment. I said that I wish I had been adopted by someone who actually cared enough to tell me about my heritage. Obviously, it's a really shitty thing to say, and I love my parents, and they're good parents, but the sentiment behind it rings true even now that I'm not all worked up and they don't seem to get it at all. So I can't bring myself to apologize for the argument. The topic hasn't been brought up since yesterday, but the tension is kind of tangible. The friend I talked to about it told me I was being really ungrateful for all they've done for me and that I need to apologize. But I don't know. Am I the asshole? What you What you guys think? What you guys think about story number 2?
I agree with Kay because, granted, there's going to be a lot of privilege here because I did grow up with both my parents,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll admit, even though knowing both my parents, there's some things I could have done as hindsight being 2020 to show my appreciation, not been a little dirtbag in the household. That said, this one is very tough because I don't have that situation where I am adopted.
Mm-hmm.
That said, and of course, this is coming from someone who is relatively young and, emotions do sway differently because, you don't necessarily have that maturity to hold down such a conversation. But
that's right. This person is 17 years old who wrote the story. So that is a good sticking point.
But that being said, like, that one slip of the tongue, even with how the friend was like, yo, like, you're being real ungrateful, at least do the apology, talk about it, and discuss where you're coming from. But yeah, I would say in that moment, they were the assholes. Because even if your parents might not necessarily get it up front,
mm-hmm.
you still have to convey, like, this would have been something you would like to know. Like, maybe they will even support, like, yeah, go ahead, meet your parents. Maybe we want to be there to supervise at first because obviously they've been taking care of you for up to 17, don't necessarily know the length of time. But if it were me, like, I'd want to know, regardless of adoption or if we're my kid, like, I want to know who they're talking to at first before I outright give that trust.
Yeah, I'm with Ramsey. He said they should be thankful they could have had parents like Matilda.
That's me.
Moss, what you got on this, homie?
Man, I think it's crazy the fact within this statement that one of the parents, I can't remember what it was, that said, "Well, you never asked." Like, are you
That was
kidding me?
he said it, they said that was the dad. The
Yeah,
dad
the
said
dad.
that.
The dad was like, "You never asked."
Okay, all right. That I almost feel like that's a joke. Wouldn't like once he or she finds out that you're not their biological parents. Like I truly think the parents are the assholes in this whole story. Like, what kid? Like, even though the morals that they're taught, I'm not saying that they're not grateful or not for the childhood that they were raised in, but like, what kid wouldn't have answers about their biological parents? You know, and how
That's
would
true.
you even fathom that it was out of step for you to ask questions about it? So to me, the whole thing that is crazy about this whole scenario is like this guy at the end saying, "Yeah, you should be grateful." Who's to say the kid isn't grateful? He or she probably just wants to know more about their biological parents. Wouldn't you all? Like, I know none of us here are adopted, but man, I would have a lot of questions coming up as a kid, no matter if I was 17, 18, or 32 years old. I would want to know, more about my biological parents. So I think that just comes into
Well,
play here.
at least I see where you're coming from, but like mainly those words in the moment could dictate like how things are down the line, which is why I'm siding with the friend and at least being like, yeah, you can have your feelings. I'm not discrediting them, but at least apologize and have that discussion.
Sure. Kay says, even if you ask questions about it, would the race come up by default in the discussion? And I think that's a valid question. I don't know if race would necessarily come up unless it was like an obvious difference, right? Like, say you had white parents and like you're black, then I mean, I don't know. Then maybe it might be a thing. But I know in the story he said that his mom basically looked like a white person. You know what I mean? So maybe, but it also did say the parents did know that this kid was Mexican too. So I'm gonna have to do like a combination of like both of y'all's answers and say like both the author and the parents are assholes in this situation.
So everybody.
Everybody's an asshole. Granted, now the kid, he legitimately wants to know, like, Moss, you made a good point about his biological stuff, right? I can kind of feel that part a little bit more because of my own personal scenario. Like, I'm not adopted, but I had some things happen where, life got flipped upside down a little bit. So I kind of feel that. I feel where he's coming from. But on the side of the parents, maybe they really just didn't think to explain that part. They explained to the kid that yes, you are adopted. They probably didn't necessarily ever deny them, reaching out to the biological parents. So maybe, when they said, well, you never asked, they probably legitimately didn't even think about it. Oh, we got another comment from Ramsey here. Says there are things that I don't know about my parents and I will never find out because of family secrets. At the end of the day, I accepted it long as I'm loved. That's big in the black community, man. That's pretty big. We have a lot of family secrets. I don't know. This could be the same across all races, but I know in particular in our community, man, there's like all kinds of secrets about stuff. So yeah, but my opinion stays the same. I think everyone's an asshole for this second one, but I can definitely understand all the points here. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Anyone else got any final comments on this story before we hit the third and final one for tonight?
I appreciate Ramsey for just saying it doesn't matter as long as you're loved. Like that's the best silver lining I could think of.
Yeah, that is pretty huge, man. Oh, Moss, you're muted, bro. You just gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, I gotta agree with what he just said. Like, regardless, at the end of the day, if you're brought up in like a loved childhood, like, personal opinion, like, who really cares? I wouldn't. I wouldn't care.
Facts. Okay, okay. Some solid stuff here. Hey, for you people watching at home, man, that's pretty huge. Love conquers, man. But all right, for this last story, I was kind of debating which one because I have a couple of them up here. I think we're gonna go with the more complex one here.
Oh,
So here we go.
Uh-oh. Here we go. All right.
did you want to pop up on the show?
Oh, wait a minute. She's not. Okay, here we go. So here it is. The title of this one: Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she's not entitled to my earnings? So, Jude, you haven't seen this one.
No, I have not.
So I thought I came across this one because remember the first one that I thought we said was good did not exist anymore, so I had to pull a third story. But here we go. Here we go. So you got the girlfriend 28 and I 30 have been together for 2 years. We split things 50-50. She probably works about 25 to 30 hours a week because she can slack off at her job, and good for her. I support that. Screw corporations. This guy is the homie. I tend to work about 50 hours. Yeah, this guy is the homie. I like him. I like him already. I tend to work 50 hours because I'm in a high-paced field and it's required if I want to bring the salary I do. And I'm happy with that. So this guy has no issues working hard. I'm with him. So far, so good. A while ago, I landed a job at a top company that required them to move to a high cost of living area. Girlfriend knew and wanted to move with me. We hated where we live, so this was an escape for both of us. I adjusted rent, so she's paying about 28%. Ultimately, she's paying about $200 a month more than at our old place. And on her already higher than average salary, it definitely doesn't break the bank. I've covered $5,000 plus and moving expenses, fuel, and other stuff, no problem. So this man is dropping buckets of ducats on stuff, all right? Buckets of ducats. Flash. Oh, he's talking to his cat. Flash forward, I've been spending hours each night grooming her resume, CVs, and coaching. Add in, I got her a personal and internal referral to an equally top company where she'll make over 6 figures. Because we now live in that area, the job opportunities have opened up for her, so he's looking out for his girl. She just heard back from a recruiter that they're moving forward with her application. I jumped off the couch and yelled, "No fucking way." And we excitedly chatted about it for a few minutes, went over the job, and were stoked. I then made a joke knowing the salary increase she'd get. Well, shit, you get this job, rent's gonna go 50-50. More so to boost her excitement at the huge salary, but she got dead serious. What? You'll still make more money than me, though. So he threw in the joke, and she's like, you still make more money than me. I was really thrown back by that. So I said nonchalantly, hey, while you were in college having fun roaming across Europe for years, I was up till 3 a.m. studying like a nerd. You're not entitled to my ducats. And she replied, that's really a low blow, and stormed off. Look, I'm not resentful. I'm not generally bitter, but in the moment, I was definitely bitter. She picked the easiest degree I could think of. Oh, here goes. Her words, and went to Europe 3 times for a combined stay of over a year. And ultimately, her degree and GPA are mediocre. Also, her parents paid for 3 of her cars, some tuition, etc. My college experience was filled working 2 jobs, no parents paying for anything, couldn't afford travel, turning down friends because I needed to study, and overall a lot of stress and loneliness. And the result is I still work a ton of hours, but I have significant financial stability. that my choices have paid off, and she comes to me upset at the idea of paying her fair share if she lands the new job just really upset me. I've sacrificed a lot to get to where I am and still do, and she knows this. Am I the asshole for saying what I did? Wow.
Before we get into this, I'm just gonna say that Homie Talk is not a He-Man woman-hated club.
Holy cow, that was a lot to digest, man. I mean,
Good night.
go for it, Moss. What you got?
Dog, I mean, I don't see how we play into this conversation of how much your female spouse or male spouse makes. If you really want to get into the results of what your spouse makes and what you make, and what's projectively like a fair to where you live or your means, then you should go off of what you make and what she makes, and you should have a fair amount that goes into the middle towards where you live or your means of how your groceries are bought, or like whatever you spend your money on. I think equal amounts should be put towards what you want at the end of the day. If you have higher ambitions or higher means, then your fair amount should be displayed in that fact. Like, if you own a bigger house, then you should put just as much towards it as I do. And if you don't, then oh man, maybe we shouldn't live together, and you can pay for your own house and all your own bills, and we can still work this relationship out. I don't know. That's my say on it. I know that can be living with a spouse that made a lot more money than me, and contribute more money. I can see that aspect too. Like I can't contribute as much as she can to afford this. It's to say that I got a better job, and we're to say that I'm not going to contribute more money is asinine to me.
Fair assessment. Fair assessment, Jude. What you think?
I was thinking it, but I
Right.
agree with here. Like, you're not so. Obviously, now I'm dropping back into my line of work real quick, and recruiting for the world's greatest Air Force.
That's right.
But when it comes down to it, eyes of the government, are you married? Yes or no? If the answer is no, okay, then you are single unless you are divorced, separated, what have you. But in most cases, you are single. As a single individual, like, nobody is entitled to anything you have but you. So from there, it's whatever you two discuss between each other. As per any sense of entitlement that might have come from, that's not my relationship. That's not my place to say. But again, as we stated before, and many times, that's something you converse, i.e. one, if it were me, I would have waited till I figured out if she got the job or not. And two, presented it in a more tasteful way of, hey, you did get the job. Would you be willing to contribute more? Like,
but he jokingly said it from the story.
That, but this is also his perspective.
That's true. Okay, I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. Very neutral statement of, like,
that's true.
I will meet, if it were me, I'd meet my partner neutral. Like, hey, congratulations on getting the job. Like, that's great. It's good for us. And once it's confirmed, because at least from the way it was portrayed, they just said she was being looked at, right? Like, the recruiter hit her up and said, like, we think you're going to get this.
That's right. Yep.
Once it's confirmed, all right, cool. Let's look at doing a reevaluation of our assets and break this up more fairly.
So you're taking the more pragmatic, practical approach to it versus like how he just was like, because based off of what I read, he's just like he was excited she got the job.
But even then, like, I mean, Kay actually just brought this up. Like, there's a few things you can say, but how, like, is it really a joke just because you said it's a joke?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
I mean, I don't want to make a jab at our last story, but haha, you don't have real parents. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I see.
Or
what you're saying.
haha, he looks like a sad whale. It's a joke.
The only people who get that reference is if you've been watching for a while. But no, you got a point about the whole joke issue. So she probably had a good point to be serious when he mentioned it. But I think the 50-50 thing is fair. If you're making more money, then we gotta rebalance this, and you take a equivalent share, as long as they had that understanding about it, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
But it kind of seems like she doesn't like, a lot of women, she wants him to take on more of the burden than she does so she can have more of her own money. Which, in a lot of relationships, typically that's how it ends up, like a more traditional type where the man like handles majority or all of the expenses and the wife is chilling, you know what I mean? But in this case, both of them are working, so why not? Why shouldn't she chip in and help out, I mean,
But
that dude,
again,
he said he put
there's that perspective
$5,000
too.
in expenses. Well, what you got, Jude?
Well, I was saying, like, there's also that perspective too. Again, Kate, I don't know. I feel like we're sharing a brain cell or two right now. But like, if you were on the receiving end of that, like, if you got hit with that, would you take it as a joke?
No, I wouldn't think it was a joke if I were on the receiving end. I wouldn't think it was a joke. I'd be like, okay, this motherfucker wants me to actually pay more.
Like, that is something. Like, jokes aside, no pun intended.
Yeah.
That is something you have that
Yeah, I
conversation
think that's-
about in a very neutral setting. Like, celebrate how you want to celebrate, but then, all right, cool. Now let's hit it. Like, this is where we do that reevaluation.
What are you gonna say, Moss?
Yeah, I think I was just saying, I think Drew's right in that conversation. Like, all jokes aside, and hopefully you can retain those, when someone is, more successful or gets some congratulatory news. I hope you can bring yourself to not bring it up in those scenarios. And then, like he's saying, hey, maybe we could talk about this later, and bring it up in more of a better atmosphere than, when someone does get that news. Bring it up in the right.
That's fair. Oh, he's lagging. Sorry, internet stuff. It's all good.
Diaboromon strikes again.
Diaboromon strikes again. But so are we all in agreement that he's kind of the asshole in this one then?
I would say so.
Moss is like, It's all
but
good.
I see where you guys are coming from.
I mean, I would say he is, but based on the way he titled it, you can see it's someone trying to, at least, again, this is my opinion as some guy on the internet who goes by Resident Otaku. So, I'm like, all I do is sit here, watch anime, and I have anime, does this make the internet feel better?
You are the otaku. That's right.
But so, my opinion clearly doesn't matter. I have an anime profile picture on most of my stuff. But
all opinions are valid here.
The way he set himself up, he was trying to find some form of validation based on what he was going with.
Fair point. Okay. Well, shoot, man. I think we
Yeah,
had
I'm
some.
not. I'm not denying the point that he made, but he definitely brought it up in the wrong way. I think we can all agree that.
Absolutely, I'm with you there, Moss. But definitely some interesting stories tonight. We got some good perspective on it. I mean, these are crazy. We got a 5-year-old who's the asshole. We got a kid got adopted, and then
The
you
whole
know,
family, and then we got this dude.
and we got this dude who wants to keep his money. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, for you guys watching, I hope you guys are able to take away something from it. I mean, we had a pretty good variance of stories here. Jude, thanks for coming up with the topic this week, as usual. And you got your camera on this week.
Yeah,
Accountability.
it's almost like I'm taking accountability for my actions.
That's right. Keep that phone charged.
You know what? Sorry, I almost. Anyway, I'm gonna double down on this, and I got.
Oh, there's the wife. Hey, there's Des. What up, Des?
So
That's
there,
good.
I even fulfilled the third part you wanted. I brought a female on homie talk.
That you did. That you did.
We got two. We got two females.
Hey, it's Miss Moss. Hey, that's dope. Hey,
And oh, actually, you go first.
no, bring us home. What you got, man? Bring us
I was
home.
gonna say, I do appreciate your input, Moss. I mean, I only met you like one other time. I also appreciate you taking care of my boy G. I don't know if he told you, but we go back to college days.
Yeah.
And
She is the man, dude.
Man, y'all
with
make my
that
head-
said, with that said, I appreciate your input on these topics. I would like to see you more. Like, feel free to be another regular along with the boys. I know Sus, if you're out there still listening, let me check the guest. Nope, he's out. But Sus, I know you had a bit of difficulty. I hope you made it home safe, my
Yes.
guy. I also want to be the first to extend this while being on live. Here is my hand being thrown in for a truce. I know we typically prank war each other, so let's let bygones be bygones. On
Hold on,
a
Shoot,
convenient episode labeled "Am I the A-hole?" and let he who is without sin cast the first stone. That said, thank you everyone for another wonderful episode listening in to this great episode of Homie Talk. I believe that we are either going to do something relatively interesting or maybe the monthly roundup. I'm not sure to say myself. It's getting turned back over to the host with the most, G11.
Yeah.
And with that, peace.
Peace. Y'all be safe at home in them streets. We'll see y'all next week. Let me end that. And